Over the past 2 weekends, I've played a significant amount of the brand new beta for the upcoming release of Call of Duty Vanguard. Having extensive playtime in Call of Duty, and someone who will buy the game and play each year, there is no way I was missing this. I played the first weekend on PlayStation and the second on Xbox, and I thought I'd give my thoughts on why I don't really like Vanguard from this experience. The first main concern I've seen throughout the community is one I very much agree on. Visibility is rough in this game. All colours seem very similar in Vanguard. Lots of browns, greens and blacks, and it can be very hard to distinguish players from the environments. As well as there seems to be a haze in certain places and constant snowfall in maps like Red Star and the rain in Gavutu makes seeing things at a distance even harder. As well as this, even if you can distinguish a player from the environment, due to the fact this game doesn't have opposing factions that operators are assigned to, like Modern Warfare and Cold War, unless you see a red or blue name tag above them, it's impossible to distinguish friend from foe. My personal biggest issue with Vanguard is the time to kill, or TTK. It is also my main complaint in 2019's Modern Warfare, and one of the main reasons why I didn't enjoy or play much of that game. Here, a very similar time to kill returns, and it is way too fast. I really dislike fast time to kills in FPS games, as it completely destroys all semblance of a gunfight. As once you've been seen, you're just most likely dead. It plays less like a tactical FPS and more like a game of hide and seek. The time to kill is an even bigger issue combined with two other mechanics this game has. The first of which is the absolute glacial speed of the sprint out times. I've experienced firsthand, as well as seen it plenty of times, being killed before I can even exit my sprint and have my gun up ready to fire back. Both from tactical sprint, which makes a bit of sense, but also just from regular normal sprint. It creates a very frustrating gameplay style, in which players are forced to pre-aim nearly everything if you stand a chance. The second mechanic is a combination of flinch and suppression. We've seen flinch in many COD games in the past, and something that Cold War mainly did away with. Mainly due to toughness, a perk to reduce flinch was considered crutch, and you were at a major disadvantage if you didn't use it. Well here, flinch is back with a vengeance. It's very significant, and there's even weapon perks that you can use such as frangible to increase its strength, and there's no perk like toughness to reduce it. This combined with a brand new mechanic suppression, which makes when you're shot that your movement is significantly slower, almost like you're stunned, just makes having to sit there and take the bullets, as you can't properly shoot back because you can't properly aim, and you can't try and run for cover. This game is designed from its core that once you're hit by a bullet, that's it, and there's very little most players can do other than hope their opponent misses significant shots. Throughout the beta, we've had access to 4 maps: Red Star, Gavutu, Hotel Royal, and Eagle's Nest. Red Star is a map I thoroughly don't like. It requires large amounts of players to be somewhat enjoyable. But the other 3 are much smaller and have a good 3-lane style to them. There is a significant issue that comes with this though, and that is the return of doors and mostly the implementation of destructible environments. Doors were definitely one of the least popular features of Modern Warfare, so it really surprises me that they return here causing the same issues in Vanguard as they did in that game. But what's caused even more issues with the map design is the destructible environments. In Vanguard, there are a lot of wooden and glass, mainly walls and barricades that can be destroyed, and this completely ruins the flows of maps like Hotel Royal and Eagle's Nest. I feel like Hotel Royal has a decent yet unique structure, having the inside of the building being available as well as the roof. However, inside of the building becomes borderline unplayable after some of these walls have been destroyed, as there are far too many lines of sight to see people through, and to be seen through. The main section of the map turns into a clustered chaos once these are broken and destroys the tactics the maps had previously. This is a very similar problems on Eagle's Nest, though to a lesser extent. And in fact, my favourite map by far is Gavutu, simply because the destructible environments is so much less than the other 2 maps. Combat pacing sounded like a very interesting idea to implement, having each map have significant differences in player count, and I thought it would be quite fun. I feel like that was very short-sighted of me. In the trailer, someone said it was like making every map like Shipment, and as it turns out, making every map into a chaotic assortment of bodies and bullets gets very tiresome very quick, and I found myself only searching in tactical since. While the game allows players to have the option, and it's great as people looking for more players can search in Blitz and Assault, I would argue maps like Red Star are built for more players and shouldn't even be in tactical, as now I just leave whenever I see it. Connected, obviously, to the maps and combat pacing is that of the game modes. The game allows us to experience team deathmatch, search and destroy, domination, and kill confirmed, which any COD fan has played plenty of times, and they work just like they always have. There is a new mode here, however, called Patrol. It exists of a singular hardpoint that slowly moves around the map, and the players have to move around with it. I feel this mode highlights another major issue with Vanguard, and that is the spawns. I have never, in my life, played a COD with spawns this bad. In the thousands of hours I have in COD, I have spawned in front of enemies more time in the past 2 weekends than I have ever playing this franchise. Spawns are bad in every game mode, but even worse in Patrol. And one of the main reasons is because squad spawning from Modern Warfare returns, which was a heavily criticised feature then and is again now, as it ruins the flow and structure of the game. Another negative point is the movement. I've already talked about the sprint out times which contribute to this, but the movement in this game just feels slow and significantly clunkier than other Call of Duties. That streamlined, fast and fluid COD movement system isn't present here, and I believe it's one of the key aspects that makes Call of Duty so successful. I feel like the beta gives a nice selection of weapons to play around with, while still leaving plenty to experience at the launch of the game. I think the weapons as they are in a decent spot. I've had success using weapons from different classes, except for shotties, and there are a few standout weapons. The STG and the MP40 come to mind, but nothing as overpowered as the AW Bow. My main criticism is the Gunsmith, a feature first introduced in 2019's Modern Warfare. I don't feel the Gunsmith is bad like Division's was, I just feel like it's infinitely inferior to the Pick 10 system. Pick 10 works so well because it was about customizing everything about your class to your playstyle, with almost limitless ways to be able to play differently. Sacrificing a lethal and tactical for more attachments or vice versa, or even sacrificing your attachments for extra perks. It made the experience unique. While I feel having 1 lethal, 1 tactical, 3 perks, a field upgrade, a primary, and a secondary with 10 attachments each, just homogenizes the game and leaves encounters feeling just like more of the same. A couple smaller things I just want to bring up. Since Modern Warfare and Cold War players have complained endlessly about skill-based matchmaking, and I'm sure it will be back in Vanguard, but I'll just put in my 2 cents that I think it really diminishes the recent COD games, making you constantly verse people of the same skill level as you, because as soon as you make every game a nail-biter, it takes away the tension from those games as they become far too common, as well as it makes going for camo challenges and the like from challenging to excruciating, as using non-meta based weapons becomes far too hard. I also quickly want to talk about the minimap and counter spy planes. Minimaps are like in Modern Warfare, where it doesn't show the enemy firing their weapon. I think again that the gunfire on the minimap should be default instead of a perk like radar. COD has done this thing of regressing their game mechanics, taking back or rolling back mechanics such as going from score streaks to kill streaks. Score streaks are infinitely more fair and better for the experience, yet here in Modern Warfare have kill streaks. Combined with this, running a perk to make you see enemy gunfire on a minimap seems absolutely pointless when counter spy planes are constantly in the air, and I just feel like they should be harder to earn. There are also a significant amount of technical issues with the beta, which, since it's a beta, I'm not overly concerned with. Lots of issues with hit detection and network, constant packet loss issues. As well as on Xbox, there's a lot of visual glitches, which is honestly unplayable if you get these. I've had to restart my games multiple times a session due to this. I've been mostly negative in my video, and that's because it's my honest experience with the game. It may sound like an old man shouting at clouds, and maybe an aspect to that is true, but I've played Call of Duty for years. It's been my main multiplayer game since Modern Warfare 3. I know Call of Duty well. I spent enough time in it to identify things that have made Call of Duty good and bad. But at the end of the day, it's really just one person's opinion, and this is an outlet to tell you mine. A lot of people were really down on returning to World War II, and while I was never an advocate for that, preferring the modern to close modern setting myself, a COD game is so much more than the setting, and I don't see the World War II aspect as something that hinders this game. I've always thought the secret to Call of Duty's success is the fact that it's an incredibly approachable shooter. If you've never played a multiplayer shooter, or you're not very good at them, COD is a fantastic place to start. Get your bearings and improve. But more so than that, once you do improve, there is almost endless ways in how the COD experience moves with you. From learning how to shoot your gun at an enemy when you first begin, to eventually learning spawns, proper flank routes, how to set up classes, and everything in between, it's a rewarding experience for casual players and hardcore alike. Or at least it was. Vanguard, honestly to me, feels like a reskin of Modern Warfare 2019 in a World War II setting. I don't think the map design is as bad as that game, and at least it has some perks like radar, but otherwise they suffer a lot of the same issues. Way too fast time to kill streaks, slower clunkier movement, skill-based matchmaking, squad spawns, but most importantly, they are games catered to the newer casual fan at the expense of the hardcore fan, like myself. Which, I understand that's the majority of people that play this game, but COD used to be great for both the hardcore and casual, and with the games they've been making recently, honestly just makes me want to play something else instead. Thanks for watching this video. I'm curious to know what you think of Vanguard. If you've played it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. If you like this video, consider leaving a like. Cheers and have a good one.